Welcome to the warm-up. I'm back.
What happened yesterday?
I thought it was a 7:30 game. And I'm combing through
And
the game notes.
how many years you been doing games?
Since I was about 16. And I'm 54 now, so do the math. I'm too old to figure that out. But I was combing through the notes and I see 5:30, and I immediately thought this is a typo. And then I decided, well, you better find out because you're on a tight time budget here. And sure enough, it was 5:30. But God bless them for putting it at 5:30. That's so that they could air another game afterwards. Remember last week, they couldn't do the Washington State or the Washington USC game.
Right.
They didn't do that game because USC didn't want to move it to 6 o'clock. They wanted to keep it at 7 o'clock. But cooler heads prevailed over at Montlake. They filled the house last night. We did the game on Root TV. Not called Root yet, by the way. It's still FSN. Washington looked good. Abdul Gaddy.
Did you think they looked that great, though?
I thought they
really,
looked...
when I was watching, I taped the second half and watched it. They seemed turnover prone a little bit.
They were in the first half. And I still don't think this Vanoy-Overton-Isaiah Thomas combination is the best way to go. Lorenzo, I think, I don't know why he decided to do it this way, because for me, it disrupts your bench rotation with Vanoy coming off the bench. I thought they would probably start a junior, Scott Suggs, at the 2 guard. He's more of a 2. He's about 6'5". He shoots. He defends. They don't need a lot of offense in that starting 5. They got more than enough offense. So I still think this is a work in progress for the Huskies trying to determine, all right, what's our best combination at guard? And I don't think it's going to be Vanoy and Isaiah Thomas because, frankly, I think their game is too similar. Too similar. So we'll see.
And they're both small, too. You want a bigger guard.
They played a lot of zone. Oregon will. They played every kind of variety of zone you possibly can, and I thought Washington played well against the zone. Terrence Ross was the story last night with 25 points, just hitting from 3 mid-range shots, finding places in the zone. He did a terrific job. All right, now that's Washington basketball. Washington State last night, a winner. They had to get that game last night against Oregon State. Now they've got Oregon tomorrow. I think they're better. They're better talent. They've got better talent. They're at home. They should beat Oregon tomorrow. And Washington should beat Oregon State now that they've been exposed to a zone and have been tested.
You doing that game tomorrow?
We're doing that game tomorrow, too. Are we avoiding the Seahawk talk here? Are you still feeling good about it? Brady asked me to give him the pick. And so rather than having you read it and then call me out on the air when I'm least suspecting it,
I would call him out on the air.
You would. I will divulge to you that while I think the Hawks have a fair chance, and I've said that, I've been consistent with that all week, when the rubber hits the road and somebody asks me to give me a true prediction, I'm going to give it to them. I'm going to give you what I actually think. 31-21 Saints.
Saints.
31-21
Saints. Yeah. Okay. It's true. He doesn't know anything about football.
What about you?
He's really good with basketball.
What about you?
Football.
What about you?
27-21 Seahawks.
Ooh.
Yeah. I wrote about it today, CLPI.com.
You did? I didn't read it.
Top 12 reasons.
I got to read it for you.
No, you
Do I get time to read it?
That's too long.
Sure, I'm going to call you out on all of them.
Top 12 reasons. I found 12 reasons why the Seahawks are going to win this.
Well, you're going to hear it today on the show. I'm going to get that out of him. Sarkisian's on the show. He's going to be here just after 3 o'clock. We'll ask him about Harbaugh going to the Niners, leaving the farm, going to the Niners.
It's interesting, isn't it?
I think that's great news if you're a Husky fan.
But is it bad news if you're a Seahawk fan?
Not necessarily. Trying to make that transition to becoming a pro coach, that's a different deal, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think other guys have shown that. It's harder than it sounds.
How much do they pay him?
I don't know. 6?
5 years, 25.
Really? They got a deal. 5 for 5?
25 for 5.
That's a pretty good deal.
So he's making less than Carroll. What's Carroll get?
7.
6, I think.
6.
I was getting 7. I think he got 5.
Pete Carroll gets 7 a year?
Yeah, he got
35
for 5 years.
7 a year? Yeah. Are you kidding me?
No.
God.
Jimmy's making big decisions.
Jeez.
These guys don't come cheap.
I got to come up with some slogans, I got to get my earn everything and always compete.
Yeah.
$7 million a year for Pete Carroll?
Yeah.
Always be skeptical. But
Almost
do more.
7.
Yeah.
We done?
Okay, he's got the proper attitude for the
Depressed
show. Join us shortly after 3. Good night, everybody.
$7 million a year.